Cari amici sportivi, welcome to yet another edition of our Red Card Weekly, here where we speak mostly about Serie A, sometimes some international, sometimes some European. And yes, we're not professionals, nor do we pretend to be. Before we make the big re-announcement of our signing, always faithfully to my right, Steve. Bruce Banner's anger ain't got nothing on me. Polillo? Ah! And I am Vince. Ho visto l'Italia veramente con assai di tristezza, ma nel mio cuore sempre quella certezza. Tavernese. And yes, welcome back, Francis. I'm coming home, coming home, coming home. I don't remember the other lines. Golo Giacomo.
And yes, guys, I'm glad to be back. You know what? I missed it more than I thought, and we'll have some debates today.
We're gonna have some debates. Welcome back, Francis. We needed the trio back, the Interista and the two Milanistas. All right, guys. So we're gonna talk about what are we going through today?
La Nazionale, tutta Italia episode.
Yeah, as you can see, we have the Interista with a Marchisio jersey, and we're all Italy today. But let's talk about Friday's game.
Italy played Bulgaria at home to Palermo. Usually September is not a good month for the national team. Serie A just started a couple of weeks. The guys are not in full fitness. And you know what? It was a horrible timing because Serie A has been exciting this year. I was really looking for the season to get started and a lot of subplots going on. But we have to talk about the national team. Marchisio, Montalivo, Barzagli, Osvaldo, Balotelli, all unavailable.
Yeah.
Prandelli came up with a formation. Some players are not, a lot of people were not happy, complaining on Twitter and everything. Italy pulls the result, 1-0. What did you guys make out of the game?
You know what, as a bench team, we're talking about this on the Friday. Okay, yes, we won. But for a bench team, like, this victory should not overshadow the fact that we have a lot of things to still work on. And yeah, it might be the bench team, but let's look at it the other way, Steve. If the bench team is going to perform like this against a team like Bulgaria, what kind of depth do we have? What if we go into the World Cup and somebody gets hurt? You know, who's going to replace these guys? And it's unfortunate that, you know what, nothing against Gilardino, but we had to rely on a guy like Gilardino at 31 years old.
We had big pieces missing.
Yeah, Steve?
The thing is that we have to concentrate on the fact that the window's closing on Buffon's career. He's not going to be able to bail us out of many more of these things. The FIFA, they need to understand that these World Cup qualifiers scheduled into 2 or 3 weeks of the actual schedule for these competitive European leagues. It's a disaster, guys. We've said it so many times. The injuries that have come out this week from not only the Italian team but from other leagues that are important players in these World Cup qualifiers, guys, it could be catastrophic to some of these Europeans.
Yeah, but FIFA has shown that they don't give a crap about UEFA, guys.
I know that, but this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a very lackluster performance from an Italy team that should not have a problem beating Bulgaria.
Shouldn't.
But those are the players that we had. Gilardino in form, the past 2 weeks in form, I guess. Let's start.
And he was one of the guys that people were bitching about, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But he came through.
Candreva came through as well. It was, you know, there was a couple of, you know, good things to see, but there was a lot of the bad overweight the good. And you know what? Only Prandelli knows what's going on in his head. El Shaarawy on the bench, maybe he's keeping him from the Czech Republic to solidify our position.
Can you complain that Insigne started, really?
No, at all. I like Insigne, but I think that we did the Christmas tree. I like Insigne the way he was playing with Napoli, with Callejon as a winger. To make these guys play in a different position, Insigne doesn't have the experience of 10, 12 years where he can go like from one position to the other.
But Vince, he has no choice to have. This is a Nazionale. It overshadows whatever he does in Naples by leaps and bounds. When you're in the Nazionale, you want to get on the field. Insigne, if you ask him to play defense, I think he will play.
Yeah, you know,
but these young guys clearly need playing time.
Yes.
And you mentioned Candreva. You know what? Kudos to Candreva.
Number 10, Candreva.
Yes, because unlike Aquilani, when he gets a chance to play, he shows that he wants to wear the jersey.
He makes the most of it. He makes the most of it, and you could say that for other people. But look, the 3 changes that Prandelli had to make during this World Cup qualifier were all 3 changes due to injury. Abate stretched it off, so on and so forth. All changes that need to be made. These young players, like we said, need to play, and these World Cup qualifiers, when people are not available, is the best time to make them play, I guess.
You just spoke about young players. Now, Italy is pretty much qualified. What does Prandelli do with the 3 games left? What would you guys do? Is there players you want to insert in the lineup? Which kids would you give a chance to? Totti, we've been talking about Totti maybe interested in coming back with the national team. Would you call him up?
I would call up Totti, honestly. I'm not calling up Totti to start all the games. I would start, he's doing good, guys. Don't talk to me about age. He's good, right? He should be good to the team, and all depending what kind of formation he wants to go with. But if we automatically qualify next game, you know what I would say? Start Verratti. Start these young players that you call up and they do what? They look at okay, let me warm the bench. Make them play, see what they're capable of doing.
There
right?
has to be some kind of evaluation where he has some players that are on the bubble.
Yeah.
Where you say, you know what, maybe in this situation I would like to bring player number X. Player number X has to prove that he has to earn one of those spots. And El Shaarawy fits in there too. If you're going to sacrifice one place to bring El Shaarawy to make him sit on the bench, it's better you make him stay home.
Perfect. Anyways, there was rumors that Prandelli might leave after the World Cup. Nothing confirmed. It's a bit soon to talk about it.
Well, what rumors? It's confirmed. He's leaving after the
He
World
said
Cup.
it that he's leaving after the
Yes,
World
of
Cup.
course.
He confirmed.
Yeah.
I don't think
he confirmed, but yes.
Don't
most
waste
probably
to say
will leave.
yes, okay.
Now there's been rumors, names thrown around. What do you guys think about these names, and who would you throw in the hat?
Before we get to that, I would like to thank our sponsors today. Milano S Cookies, Verona LadyFingers, and the Cantonucci's.
So that's where my signing bonus comes from.
Yeah, you want a Cantonucci?
No, I'll pass.
Who? Okay, we all heard about the Allegri rumors.
Guys, Allegri is not going to be the coach of the national team.
But it's a
You wanna say that he's
possibility.
gonna be there?
It's not going to be a possibility. He's destined to fail with the national team.
Alright, so if it's not Allegri, people have been talking about Capello.
Capello ain't coming back to Italy. He hates the Italian press. He ain't gonna do it.
Okay.
Mancini.
Mancini, what about Mancini?
Mancini has no job. Sorry, this is really good. Steve, Mancini.
Mancini, guys, I don't know what he's done to even earn to be mentioned with certain players to be the coach of a national. This is a national.
So who's left then? We've been scrapping who?
Guys, there's-
Montella. Montella, I think he wants to get his club career settled.
Same thing with Ancelotti.
You came up with a good name today, Vince, and I think would be a really popular choice.
Guidolin from Udinese.
Nobody has said that.
First of all, I think he's happy because there's no preliminaries to the the UEFA Cup, so he always loses. Guidolin, I think he would be good because what he was capable of doing with Udinese, with all these young players. If Italy, right, our problem was always with these old guys. If we're gonna bring in all these new talent, these new guys, these young guys, why not give a chance like a Guidolin? He's gonna stay. Oh, by the way, we are live. We do have Steve's little kid on the side. Gianfranco, you okay over there? He's good. He's good. But yeah, I would probably say Guidolin. To me, that would be my surprise pick. But I still put my money right now on
Guys,
Mancini.
the next time Italy wins any major tournament, okay? Let's be realistic, okay? We won 2006. We had Marcello Lippi, the best coach in Italy, right?
Back then, yeah.
Back then,
Yeah.
You say so.
well,
One of the
opinion,
best.
My opinion,
Yeah.
the best coach in Italy, okay? The next time we win an international tournament with the Italian national team, it will be Ancelotti because he is the best Italian coach.
Well, right now Ancelotti, depending on how it goes in Real Madrid,
He ain't gonna leave.
Well, we know how
But
it
he
is.
would be the popular choice.
He would
Yeah,
be
of
the
course,
popular
of course.
choice. Guys, he's paid his dues. He suffered with certain teams. He's done well with Parma. Suffered at Juventus. He did fantastic with Milan. He went to PSG, which was an experiment. Didn't work out in Champions League. He won the league. Now he's with Real Madrid. Let's say the pinnacle of club coaching. Okay, besides Barcelona, to the occasional fan, it's the pinnacle of club coaching. His goal is to win that 10th. After he wins the 10th Champions League, if he does win it, what is there left to do at Real Madrid?
But not now. We're probably going to be looking at a coach within the next 6
But
months.
that's
6 months to
it.
a year.
Now, the next coach who takes this national team is destined to fail. Whoever it is, it's destined to fail. It's a transition period for Italy.
we're stuck right now.
We're stuck.
Yeah.
We're
Some
stuck.
guys are too old and some
Exactly,
guys
are
are just too young, so we're like kind of stuck in between.
We're stuck in between. So the next time we win anything, mark my words, you saw it here, watch the video, favorite it, retweet it, is with Ancelotti.
Ancelotti.
All right. After
No.
popular demand, yes.
How about Stramaccioni? Okay, go back. Back to popular demand.
Ah, it's nice to have friends.
We're gonna talk about Champions League. People have mentioned that you guys last week did talk about the Champions League groups, what we thought about the draw. So let's start with Juventus that got drawn in the group with Real Madrid, Galatasaray, and Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, yeah.
From Denmark.
You know what? I think everybody's going to talk about, Juventus, Real Madrid passing. But people seem to forget what Galatasaray is capable of doing at home. Galatasaray has beaten probably all of the top teams in the world at home. So I think that's what I'm really debating between Galatasaray. Like,
what are you debating about?
I'm not saying that you don't think they don't think they're gonna give Juventus a run for their money.
They might give trouble.
Okay, man.
Juventus this year, their goal is win the Champions League.
Juventus is not gonna pass easily. That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be within 3 games already. They're already qualified.
It's gonna be an easy breezy. Real Madrid 1, Juventus 2, just because maybe Juventus might tie a game here and there.
You think so?
You know what? Juventus, the Juventini should be really happy about getting Madrid in their group. Yeah. Why? Number one, it's gonna give them a great chance to evaluate where they're at this year.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And number two, you're avoiding a big name for the next round out of the hat, right? Because they can't get Real Madrid again. So it's a good draw for them.
But hold on a second, because no one understands the mystery of the seeding in Champions League. So you never even know. They might change the seeding and make a mistake and might even put them back and think it's not going to happen there. I'm just saying it's something very complex. So they might not fish Real Madrid, but they'll get it. But like you said, a great test in the round robin just to see where you're at, because you played them twice, away and at home.
Yeah, so we'll see where they stand from there, and I hope Conte ain't going to do with these 3 defensemen. I think you learned from last year Bayern Munich. That's why you got Ogbonna. Let's see what they're capable of doing against a powerhouse like Real Madrid.
And they have to stay healthy also.
That's a very good point.
All right, now you just mentioned the seeding of the teams, and this created a group of depth that is unbelievable. I don't know, Benfica got class in the top group, in the top.
Nobody knows. It's like the FIFA top 10 rankings.
Anyways, we just put Borussia Dortmund away, which made the final last year.
Yeah.
And this created the group of death with Arsenal, Napoli, Dortmund, and Marseille. This, guys, is by far one of the toughest groups I've seen in a long time. And who had the toughest group last time I checked? It was Napoli again.
Yeah, with Chelsea.
You have to feel for these guys.
Chelsea or Manchester City?
Manchester City and Bayern.
You know what? I really want to believe Napoli's chances in this group, but I believe that because of all these new signings and the defensive line still being new at it, and we got proven last week with Chievo, I don't think their defensive right now will be able to change dramatically or gel within a couple of months. I'm still going to root for Napoli 100%, but unfortunately, I do not see them passing this group.
Steve, who's the favorite tonight?
Because of defense.
The favorite has to be, who's in that group again?
Dortmund, Arsenal, and Marseille.
It has to be Dortmund, just because of Klopp's fantastic European pedigree.
Yeah.
And then after it has to be Naples. They have to come up to the table. De Laurentiis.
Over Arsenal.
You put
Ozil.
Yeah. Ozil is just a smokescreen to the problems of Arsenal.
But he's a fantastic player.
Fantastic player. I'm not saying he's not a fantastic player. I just say they have more holes than Napoli, believe it or not, on the defensive side, in the middle of the park, and strike.
It's a flip of the coin between Napoli and Arsenal.
Yeah,
would you do that?
Maybe a flip of the coin.
Because you know what their defense too is.
But Napoli has to show up. They have to be ready to come on the European stage and make a statement. And this has to be their statement, or else they're in trouble financially and everything. They're not going to be able to recuperate. They need to pass the round robin stage of the Champions League.
And we're not mentioning Marseille, but Marseille makes a couple of key signings. Nobody sees them going through realistically, but they're gonna take some points here and there.
That's gonna be a tough game. And I think those games against Marseille, whoever of those 3 teams comes out with 6 points is assured a place in the next round.
All right, now we're gonna talk about Milan again against Barcelona.
Again.
But why? Why do we have to always get Barcelona for?
Because we had the number 2 seed and they had the number 1 seed.
We have Barcelona, we have Celtic, we have Ajax, and we have Milan. And you know what? I can't right
now. That's the baby group of that.
That's the yeah. You know what? Yes, it is, because I see the only thing that puts Milan ahead of Celtic and Ajax for me is Balotelli. Take Balotelli out of this team. Hey. Look at Ajax. Ajax is a completely different type of style of playing. You have Celtic that at home they can make miracles.
I understand that, but how many guys from Celtic would crack the Milan 11?
No, I said, listen, no. I said, take Balotelli out of Milan. Those 3 teams to me, they're on the same level.
No, Milan is still above.
Okay.
I agree with you. It's very difficult for Milan.
Not crazy above. Guys, it's not guys with Zapata and Mexes they're gonna make us go into the semifinals or the finals.
Yeah, but you have to look at the guys that these teams have too.
You are stuck in this imaginary world of football that's become. Guys, just because people go to Celtic Park doesn't mean that you automatically lost. Yes, they make it hard on opponents, but a team like Milan is Milan. Guys, Celtic plays in Scotland. Scotland's a two-team league.
Not even now, because Rangers is in
are not
third
even good.
division.
I just don't want to sound that I'm sure about Milan making
But
this the group
it's not to
stage.
be sure. It's the reality of the facts. If they don't make it, you don't have to feel bad about
But
it. Like they didn't.
Milan has to get 3 points every home game for them to have a
Okay,
chance.
but one thing that's on your side, the second coming of Jesus Christ has just landed at Milan. Ricky Kaká.
If
To
he stays
you,
healthy,
he has
if he stays healthy.
experience. Yes, he has experience and everything. If he could come half the player he used to be, that has to count for something.
If Kaká stays healthy, and this will prove that if you're mentally happy, physically, you could do miracles at 31 years old. I really hope we see the old Kaká, but once again, he cannot get hurt. That's the only thing that
The old
scares me.
Kaká you're never gonna see.
No,
The old Kaká is far and gone. Operations, movements that can't be done anymore because of certain operation. But you will see someone who has experience and who loves the shirt. Let's face it. How long have we seen someone who hasn't loved the Milan shirt like Kaká?
She left to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But he left to
Shevchenko,
No,
same
he
thing,
never
left
won.
for Chelsea. We're
Yeah.
supposed to love Milan and everything. In the end, guys, where the money's at.
I think so. But
Yeah,
I
but they
think
all
he
came back,
actually
didn't
loves
they?
the shirt.
When they were scrapped. Now, is Kaká finished? Yes or no? I do not think so. I still think he could help this team immediately.
Yeah.
And the other team in that group is Ajax. Guys, Ajax, okay, it's the pinnacle of bringing up talent in Europe.
Eriksen is gone.
Eriksen is gone. Let's face it, that was their key player. They're reuniting Milan with Bojan Krikic on that. Reunited.
Anyways, it should be a really, really interesting Champions League this year.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish the show with our red cards of the week.
We're good. We're at 4 minutes left.
Good. Steve.
My red card goes to Maggio. In the end of a game, in Pee Wee soccer, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Francis, they teach you that at the end of a game, in stoppage time, if you have a throw-in or a goal kick, it's not very positive to play the ball back because something could happen and so on and so
That's a good
forth.
point there.
Maggio, professional player with a Nacional, who usually plays well with Naples, when he puts on the Nacional shirt, you have a Jekyll and Hyde player.
Yeah.
He decides he wants to play the ball back to Bonucci. Oh yes, Bonucci against Lazio had 2 fantastic assists, but he's always Bonucci.
Beckenbauer style.
Beckenbauer style. And the throw-in gets played back and they get a last-second corner kick, which they almost scored.
They almost scored.
Maggio,
so much.
please, throw that ball somewhere in the rafters, give it to someone, make them boot it out. It's the World Cup qualifier.
Thank you very much, Steve. I think you gotta go feed your kid. As
Yes,
we close out from over here.
I'll be doing that.
Thank you,
It's
Steve.
not ready. I'll talk about my red card of the week.
Oh, I thought you wanted to finish the show because you're
No,
back.
we'll finish in style. It's gonna be
Alright,
two minutes.
alright.
My red card goes to the Palermo crowd that know the national anthem as much as Thiago Motta does, which means practically none at all.
This was Thiago Motta. He's saying stringiamo, chacot, and Thiago.
But they just reinforce a stereotype that Sicily does not belong to Italy. I'm sorry to all you Sicilian friends, we have many.
Yes, many.
Guys, learn the anthem. You're on national TV. This is a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, it was quite a little
It
embarrassing.
was very funny.
It was fun, yeah.
Go, Vince.
And my red card goes to Leonardo Beckenbauer Bonucci. Beckenbauer Bonucci wanted to take a stab at Inter and say that we want to make history. No team has ever won 3 Scudettos in a row, taking a stab at Inter because of Calciopoli and everything like that. Bonucci, Torino, 1942-1943. Then the year after they stopped because of the war. 1945-46, 47-48-49. They all won the Scudetto, 5 in a row. Before you start talking, why don't you check yourself, because you actually, you know what, you made yourself look like a complete idiot, and you actually disgraced the beautiful team of the 1940s of Torino that died in that plane, and that probably would have been another World Cup for Italy. Bonucci, keep your mouth shut and pretend you know how to play defense.
Anyways, guys, Italy should be qualified by next week, hopefully.
Forza
We'll
Azzurri!
be able to confirm on the next show. And Il Derby d'Italia, Inter-Juve next Saturday. A must watch for everybody. Alright guys, see you soon. It was great to be back.
Thank you very much, and
We're out.